Hey guys, Zach here. For this assignment, the scenario that I chose would be number 5, which was a young adult whose family is concerned about his drug use. Before we get started, I chose that one because it's a little close to my heart. I've been through that situation exactly. I've been the young adult um, whose family was concerned about me. And I've been clean for 3.5 years now, nearly. And addiction is probably the main reason why I got into social work, um, to try to help out. Um, so first, we'll talk about the intrapersonal, which would be internal thoughts, perceptions, and reactions. And a young adult who's suffering from addiction, or really anyone who's suffering from addiction, interpersonal plays a huge factor in there. Their internal thoughts and perceptions are really, really, really important when you think about somebody struggling with addiction. Oftentimes, their perception of themselves is what can possibly cause them to go even farther down in their internal thoughts as well, because you start to feel like you're worthless, and your perception of yourself is how you view yourself through the eyes of other people, and that can have a massive impact on somebody who's struggling with drug addiction. Interpersonal, so communication and interactions between two or more people, plays a big part as well. When you are using drugs, you feel like an outsider and an outcast, and usually your communication skills are lacking, and your interactions between other people can be sometimes unordinary because of the effect that the drugs has on someone's mind, and that could cause a lot of issues, and then could run into perception again with interpersonal, and they could then perceive that no one wants to be around them, or that they're embarrassed to be around people. In environmental systems next, again, plays a huge role in somebody who is struggling with addiction. You have to take in mind their work life, their home life, their school life if they're in school, and just their community. A lot of times people that are struggling with addiction have issues at home, and then of course the environmental systems like work, school, and community can really be impacted by somebody who's on drugs. You may be late for work or not showing up to work. You may be not participating in a regular home life routine. Your school could take an impact, and of course community, you could get a name around town and a reputation for being a user. And all three of those things are major factors in someone who's struggling with drug addiction, and it's not just one or two, it's all three of them combined, because interpersonal, and environmental all play major factors in a scenario where somebody is struggling with drug addiction. And that will be something so important to explain to the family, and really help them understand that you can't just treat one of these particular topics or issues. You have to treat them all, and really consider exactly what each one of these individual roles plays a part in their addiction. However, these issues are not just problems for somebody who's struggling, they can also be strengths. Because if you are struggling with interpersonal issues, your interpersonal issues, or your interpersonal relationships can help you. And if you have a good communication skills with your family, and let's take into account your environmental systems. If you have a good home life that's very supportive of you, or if you have a community that's very supportive and that reaches out and has programs to help people with addiction, these things can be strengths and not just problems. However, definitely have to take into account all three of these different systems, because they will have their pros and cons and strengths and weaknesses for each individual differently. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. I hope this was helpful and I hope you guys liked it. So I will see you guys next time.